This is the second part of this exercise that we've been doing in class for the whole week. So if you are behind, you need one-on-one tutorial, this is it, okay? But you have not watched the first part of how to bring the images in, please go back and watch that. Now you know how to bring the images in. The next step is to learn how to do a custom selection and a geometric selection and a couple more trick and tips that we need for the final project, all right? So now that we know how to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off all the eyes of the other layer. I'm going to focus only on the flower layer. Now the background layer is just that background, we just leave it alone, we're not going to touch it. First thing you must tell Photoshop to do is what layer you are working on. For example, the flower layer. How do I know what's on that layer? I turn off the eye. Or I come over here and use a move tool to see what move. And you can see the flower is being moved. Okay? The tool that I taught you guys was to use this geometric shape tool that called rectangle marquee tool, which is a selection tool. We're gonna make a selection of the flower. Now we want it to be square, so what I want you to do is hold Shift on your keyboard and drag it out. Okay? Now, while you have a selection tool, you should be able to move your selection where you want it. When you have where you want it, we're gonna only cut out that area. To do this, there's a lot of ways, but to do this for now, you're gonna use a masking technique and visit this icon right here on the bottom of your layer panel. It's the third icon from the left. As soon as you do this, you can see that everything else in that little white box show, anything that black will not show. Then we switch to move to move this around. To scale it down or up, you go up to Edit, Free Transform, or Command T. You need to learn that key command, it's really important. After that, you can grab it and distort it to scale it down. Now, you want it to be proportion. Once again, you have to hold Shift on your keyboard. Scale it to the size you want. When you're done, you have to tell Photoshop that you are done transforming. To do that, you can press Enter on your keyboard or that plus the check sign up top here. You see, you can move that around. Then you're going to do it again for the butterfly layer by clicking on it. Use a rectangle marquee tool. Click and hold Shift on your keyboard. Use the selection tool to move it to where you want it. Click over here where it says mask. Switch to your move tool. Go to Edit, Free Transform or Command T. Scale it pretty close to that first one, and remember to hold Shift on your keyboard. Right? If you don't hold Shift, you can click here too as well. What that does is connect the width and the height at the same proportion. I like to hold Shift, but that's just my personal preference. That can be up to you. When you are done, you need to press the check sign or press Enter on your keyboard. Do the next one, which is the red flower. I'm telling Photoshop I'm going to work on that layer. Turn on the eyes. Grab the rectangle marquee tool. Make a selection. I'll hold Shift on my keyboard. Create this mask. I also noticed yesterday some of you guys went finger happy where you click here. You can see it's creating another mask. Do not do that. If you do that, you need to grab that sub layer and throw it in the garbage can. It will go back to normal. And here you can say delete the victim mask. You can say yes, okay. You can see you shouldn't have only one sub layer. Switch to your move tool, Command T, or go up to Edit, Free Transform. Scale it to fit, and remember to hold Shift on your keyboard. When you're done, press Enter or that check sign. And that's all you have to do for those. The next one is a girl with wings. So I'm going to go to that one. This one is not a geometric shape, which is square, circle, triangle. This is the custom shape I need you to learn. To do this, first you click on the layer, go up to Select, because you want to select something, and you're going to say Select Subject. You will notice most of the girls are selected except the wing. Now, if you do not know about Navigator panel yet, let me teach you by going up to Window, activate your Navigator panel. What this allows you to do is to zoom in, zoom out. You zoom in a lot, you can pan to a different area. You're not moving anything, you just pan your area to a different working area. Now, you notice the wing we need to add, so the tool that I taught you was the fourth tool from the top. Now, some of you guys have that double tool. You see that? That's a double roll. Instead of single roll. To get a single roll, you just double click it. So that way your tool and my tool are the same. Alright? This is the tool I want you to use. It's a 4 tool. You click and hold and you move it to where I say quick selection tool. Now we don't want to add a new selection because we already have it. As a default, you will have this right here. You will say new selection on it. We don't want that. We want to add to what we have. So we have to come here where it say add to selection. Now, to adjust the brush size, you can come in here and slide it here to make it bigger, smaller. The best way to do this though is to use an open bracket and close bracket. And what you can do is you can plus to that. You can see, pick that up, that little tiny area, I want those two, and even this side of the wing. After you do that, it's the same thing again. Now you have most of the selection, right? Maybe her arm here, I didn't select, right? I add it, okay? And then over here, it's a mask. You can see now that's the girl by herself. Use the navigate panel to zoom out. Use the move tool to move her around. I teach you guys about AI yesterday. First, we gotta tell what layer we're working on. I asked you guys come to the third tool here. It's called lasso tool, which is this right here. It is important you're on the right layer, and then you want to select part of her leg too as well in the background. And when that prompt generator come up, over here we say generated fill. You're gonna type in whatever prompt. Now you need to learn how to play with prompt a little bit. So this one just say create. Oops, sorry. Forgot to click on the power block. Create a soft reflection shadow. Now, everyone will have a differently saw when AI generated because they do it automatically. Alright? And I'll show you in a second when they come up. And it's not going to be perfect all the time. And it depends on your prompt too as well. And when it's done, you can see that I create that one, create this one, create that one. Just find the one that close it up, like that one I like the most. You don't like it, you can gently generate again. But let's say I like that one. Okay, I'm going to switch to a move to now. Here is layer by itself, right? There are a couple things that you can do to make it better. One, I can rearrange and move that down to maybe it help better. Two, I can drop the opacity to soften that reflection to make it more realistic. Three, I can switch the layer style. We'll come back to each layer to see what might work better. But right now I'm going to leave it normal. And that's all we have to do for that. Okay? Now, I'm going to come back to the file layer by clicking on the layer, and you can see I'm moving on it. I'm going to teach you a little bit about layer style or review the layer style I was talking about. Layer style is basically right here. We call FX. When you click on it, you have all this stuff. The first one I taught you is called stroke. Over here, you have a lot of settings. For example, the side of the stroke. You can make it go inside or outside. I don't like the outside because I create that curved one, so I always like the inside better, but that's my personal opinion. You can change the color of your border. See them? Right? But for now, you're gonna leave it white. Okay? You can drop the opacity of the border to make it see-through, but you can do that later on, but for now, just leave it 100%. Another thing that you can also do to this is a drop shadow over here. When you click on that panel, you can see that create that little drop shadow. Let me exaggerate it, you can see them better. See them? Right? Okay. I like the angle at 120, but that's me. That means it's coming from the upper left. You can see it's going now to the bottom right. You can spread it out any way you want, just to play around with it. Okay? Because I want you to play. Now you can zoom in a little bit more to see what it does. When you're done, now you can see that it creates two effects to that layer. It's called shadow and stroke. When you're done, just say okay. The good thing about layer style is this: you don't like it, you can turn off the eyes. It's never permanent. Okay? Now, let's say you want to copy that layer, that style layer to all two of these, the one for butterfly, one here. There's a trick to do that. Instead of coming here and click effect and layer style, what you can do is you can come here, hold control on your keyboard and click on effects. And right here you can say copy layer style. Come to this layer, control click, and you can say paste layer style. It will copy both of those styles into that layer. Click on that layer again, the red flower, control click, and here paste layer style. Okay? These what the project should look like when you are done. Last thing, you have not done so yet, you need to go to File, Save As. And then I always use it panel, like I click this window right here, this is the triangle, right? And I like to use a column view. I'm gonna put mine on desktop, make sure it's the last name first, underscore first initial, underscore the name of the project dot PSD. I need the PSD file. I need to see your production file. Alright? When you're done, press save. And I'm gonna rename it, I'm gonna do like 1. So that way I don't duplicate anything. Okay. Now when you're done, that file should sit on your desktop as you assign. We sit right here. Okay. The next thing you gotta do is now you gotta come in and complete the folder. Now it will create a link for you. It's right here. And all you have to do is just drag that file in here with a plus sign, and you are done for this exercise. Alright? I hope this helped. We went over this. So you need to watch these before you can do a Leo project. All right, hope that helped. Good luck.